From the north to the south, find out what's happening at next week's 53rd Annual Sun Fun Festival. Coming up next on Carolina People. Good morning. Welcome to Carolina People. This morning we're at the Myrtle Beach Area Chamber of Commerce. We're focused on the 53rd Annual Sun Fun Festival that kicks off next Thursday, and we're visiting with one of the volunteers from the South Strand, Lance Thompson. Good morning, Lance. Thanks so much for coming in.
Thanks for having me.
It was so exciting last year to be with you here down below in the downstairs conference room, focused on the 52nd Annual Sun Fun, and that role, your role as general chairman, second year back-to-back.
That's right.
Which was a huge success. It must be tough now, kind of stepping back and not being the general chairman.
Actually, it's kind of nice to take on a limited role, and Lou Edgar's stepped in and done a fantastic job. So we're happy to have Lou, and he's done a wonderful job, and looking forward to another great event this year.
Absolutely. And, of course, the South Strand, Gene Hudson will be in a little bit to talk about the events in Myrtle, and then Kathryn Tilghman a little later this morning to talk about some of the North Strand events. But how are the South Strand events shaping up for next weekend?
Really exciting, Greg. Of course, the flagship is the Surfside Super Sunday out on the beach with the volleyball tournament, kids' activities, horseshoe tournament, sandcastle building, just a whole day of activities Sunday out on the beach. And then the Kids Fair on Monday is always a very popular event as well up at the park. So looking forward to a great number of events again on the south end.
Now, when a viewer hears South Strand or North Strand or even Myrtle Beach, obviously most of our viewers in the PD or southeastern North Carolina think of Myrtle Beach all as one. I mean, there are activities going on up and down, and as general chairman, you can really, or former general chairman, you can speak. There are things going on all the time.
Sure, and we've tried to do that not only in the different locales in the county, but also for the different age groups. So trying to provide something for everybody, something in every location, and really trying to hit all the different market segments. And I think we've done a good job in the past, and people have really enjoyed what we've had to offer.
Super Sunday's been going on for how many years now, Lance? A heck of a long time.
A long time. I'm not sure exactly how many, Greg, but it's been around forever. The town of Surfside really embraces and takes on the leadership role there. Debbie Ellis is the chair of the South Strand events, does a wonderful job. Some of the staff with the town really chips in, and just takes an effort from a lot of different people to make that work. And Debbie does a great job coordinating that, and there's a lot of participation from people in all walks.
Volunteers are key, Lance.
They really are. We couldn't do it without the volunteers, and with such great people and great volunteers, it makes it a lot of fun for all of us to work together, and it makes it seem less like work and a lot more like fun. Like our theme says, it's all about the fun. So
right. It's all about fun, and it's so tough every year, I guess, to come up with a theme that really, because every year it's got to have something related to fun or the sun. I mean, but what's it like every year trying to come up with a real theme that's going to encapsulate the entire?
It is challenging, Greg, but, you know, we started trying to theme the festival several years ago, and we've been through the patriotic theme, and we really do keep coming back to the fun, because that's really what it is all about. And we're trying to hit the families, making sure that we've got something available for everybody, and you know, again, it really does revolve around the fun, which speaks to what the Chamber does and what Myrtle Beach in general provides for people.
If a viewer was coming in, let's say from the PD for Super Sunday, or coming in for and the Kids Fair, you said, is on
Monday.
On Monday.
Right.
If they were coming in for those events on the back-to-back days, what are some of the logistical things they need to be thinking about? Is it just real simple? Come to downtown Surfside on Sunday?
Yeah, down, you know, as close as you could park. It's just south of the pier. The main activities there on Super Sunday, and just come down. There's a list of activities down there, and again, it's kind of an all days worth of fun down there. A lot going on, a lot of people in and out. The Queens generally make a visit down there. There's generally live music and just a lot going on. And so the main thing is, as people get into town, would be to pick up a program, make sure that they know what's going on all over the Grand Strand throughout the entire festival.
That's right. The Sun News is printing off, I think, 80,000 of
That's
those
correct.
for all over the area. So those should be everywhere.
They should.
Those should be everywhere. And, of course, the events on Monday itself, a lot of folks hopefully will be rolling out of school or already out of school. So some of those events are to keep all ages excited.
Correct. We get a lot of participation at the Kids Fair from both tourist and local children. Either if they are still in school, after school can come out to the park, and there's just a lot of activities going on, Lego building contests and bubblegum blowing, just an afternoon of fun at the park in Surfside. So we hope everybody will come out and participate and really have a good time with us.
Now, to some of the folks, and of course I didn't introduce you because we just have such a limited amount of time, Lance, but some of the folks, will Ocean Lakes be involved in some of the activities this year?
We will. We've always been a sponsor and been a big part of Sun Fun. We're actually hosting the Army Band on Friday night of the festival, so we hope that people will come and participate. We've always gotten a good draw for the band there. People really have a good time. And so we like to participate as much as we can and get people involved and help make the festival a success.
And your neighbor campground next door, Lakewood, I think, is hosting their conference center you and I talked about, are hosting the Miss Sun Fun.
Miss Sun Fun pageant. They sure are on Friday night. So, wonderful event. They've got a new conference center there at Lakewood, and I'm really looking forward to that event. I think that's going to be very, very successful as well. We got about 3 minutes, Lance. Who are some of the groups participating in some of the events on the South Strand? I know you talked about Debbie and all the volunteers that have wrapped around her. Is the city one of the primary groups, or are there other volunteer They sure are, Greg.
groups?
Yeah, we do have the town of Surfside Beach really lends all of their resources, both personnel and otherwise, to the festival itself. And with the Surfside Super Sunday, a lot of that really is almost the town event. The mayor comes out and does the welcome, and a lot of the town employees are there supporting. So we really couldn't do it without the town of Surfside Beach, and Debbie really does a great job coordinating that and heading it up from that perspective.
When you look back now, Lance, not in the position as general chair, but particularly you're still involved in all aspects, I'm sure, of the Sun Fun Festival. Is it, as you said, it's a little relaxing to sit back and not have all the activities, but as you pointed out to us last year, it is a 52-week event trying to get ready.
It really is, Greg, and I've been fortunate enough to still be involved with the council, the executive council as the immediate past chair, and the full council, and helping develop this year's festival. And so I'm still a part of it, although not in charge anymore, but again, it's in great hands with Lou Edgar, and we got a wonderful council and a great group of volunteers, and we really have worked well together and been successful because of all the people, and it's really been a lot of fun.
What do you think it is, whether it's on the South Strand or Myrtle or the North Strand or throughout the county, what do you think keeps getting volunteers coming back year after year, Lance, to be involved?
Well, I think meeting other people in the community and having a sense of accomplishment, knowing that we're doing something that does help the community show some success and get more visitors, shines a good positive light on the Myrtle Beach area, and helps us just do what we do best, and that's provide a great vacation destination for people from all over the United States.
Mm-hmm. And if someone was to ask you that simple question, what do you like best about the Sun Fun Festival?
It'd be the people I've gotten to work with, the people I've gotten to meet that have attended the festival, seeing the joy that the kids show at the different events, and so just the people themselves would be the highlight for me throughout the many years I've been involved in the festival.
The people would probably tie into the answer to the last question. Lance, what do you like best about living in the Myrtle Beach area?
Kind of the same thing, Greg. The people here, and obviously the beauty of the Atlantic Ocean and being close to that wonderful natural resource. But really, the people in this community are so giving and are able to pitch in and help all of us be successful. It's just a wonderful community to live in, play in, work in, raise a family, and I'm awfully thankful to be here.
It's a great word. Thanks for being with us this morning, Lance.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Stay tuned to more Carolina People with Gene Hudson coming up next. Good morning. Welcome back to Carolina People. This morning we're at the Myrtle Beach Area Chamber of Commerce. We're focused on the 53rd Annual Sun Fun Festival, which kicks off next Thursday. And we're visiting with the chair of the Myrtle Beach Area Events, Gene Hudson. Good morning, Gene.
Good morning. How are you, Greg?
Thanks so much for being back with us. It's amazing to think back here a year after we were with you and serving in the same capacity as the Myrtle Beach Area Chair last year.
Yes. Well, thank you for having us.
How many years have you done that, Gene?
Well, I've worked with the festival for a long time. I was the general chair in 1975, and then But then I haven't been active all these years. The last 2 or 3 years I've been active. It's a great thing, the Sun Fun Festival. It's good for the community.
It is. It
Yeah.
is. Why do you think it's so good for the community?
Well, it's a lot of advertisement across the nation. I mean, we have guests coming in from California and a lot of other places, just for this festival, and then it's going to be a big event. Excitement's in the air.
Excitement's in the air. I understand from Lance earlier, it's all about fun.
Yes, that's our motto. That's our theme. It's all about fun. And it's going to be a lot of events going on all up and down the Grand Strand. Not just Myrtle Beach, but North Myrtle Beach and Surfside as well.
That's right. Lance talked about some of the South Strand events a few minutes ago, and I think Kathryn Tilghman will be with us in a few minutes talking about the North Strand events.
Good.
Gene, tell us about some of the Myrtle Beach area events this year's Sun Fun.
Well, there's a lot of events going on. The Blue Angels will do 2 air shows, one on Saturday and one on Sunday. And then there'll be 2 other air shows on Thursday evening, one right before dark and then one after dark. Of course, that's not the Blue Angels. That'll be the smaller planes, the props. But that's 4 air shows is a lot of fun, and it would be a great thing for the folks to come down and visit.
Those are almost exciting as the Blue Angels. I mean, that aspect, folks are on the edge of their seat oftentimes for some of the stunts and other things that go on that air show.
Yeah, and on Thursday night, the first air show will be just before dark, and then the twilight, and then they'll have the after dark air show. I think the first one's at 8:20 on Thursday evening at the Pavilion, and I hope the viewers will come down and see that. And then the second air show is about 30 minutes later, and it'll be right after dark, and of course it'll be with lights, and it's going to be a great. The Sun Fun is going to be a great event this year.
It's all about fun.
It's all about fun, absolutely.
It is amazing hearing Lance talk a little earlier about so many of the activities that go on the North Strand, and of course in his position as general chairman for a couple of years back to back, to think about all the volunteers that help make this happen, Gene.
Yeah, oh yes, we have a lot of workers. Lou Egger's our general chair this year. He's doing a great job. And
how many volunteers are working with you in particular on some of the Myrtle Beach area events?
Well, we have over 20 on the committee itself, and then there's hundreds of people that contribute, either money or in kind, or just a lot of people involved in this festival.
You said your first involvement was back in the 70s. Is that right?
Yeah, I was a general chair back in 1975, and it's been nearly 30 years ago. So I've seen how this festival has developed, and it gets better every year. And I think this will be the best festival that we've ever had.
Talk about some of the developments over the years, some of the more exciting aspects for you, some of the growth opportunities within the festival.
Well, it's gotten larger. I mean, the parade is just, it attracts more people, and of course the air show, all those air shows just add so much to the festival. And of course the visitors coming in, and the excitement will be in the air, and we'll all be having fun at the Sun Fun Festival.
It is amazing when you think about, and the word fun is such it's a very short word, but it encompasses so many activities. And this is fun for children, this is fun for adults, this is fun for folks who've retired to the area.
Right, yes. We have a brochure of all the events that they'll be available, and the folks can pick up a brochure and find out exactly, what's going on, what day and at what time, and so it's going to be good.
Think back to some of your favorite memories of Sun Fun, Gene. Think back when you first got involved, whether it was 30 years ago or growing up as a kid here in the area. I mean, there's so many of the activities within Sun Fun.
Yeah, well, the jail in the beginning, the festival started in 1951, and they had the Sun Fun jail, and it raised a lot. It was a fundraiser for our first hospital, and it raised thousands of dollars for the first hospital in Myrtle Beach. And of course, that came about by reason of the Sun Fun Festival. So it's a good thing, good for the community.
Harold Clarity will be with us, I think, tomorrow to talk a little about some of his involvement over almost 50 years now with Myrtle Beach Lions Club and the parade that they've been so actively putting together. That falls under, I guess, the Myrtle Beach area events.
Right. Yeah, he's in charge of the parade, and he's done an excellent job. And so I'm sure he can tell you a lot more about the festival in the beginning, more so than me,
Is there something, Gene, that you all do with the volunteers? You've got so many volunteers active. Is there something you all do? Is it a volunteer appreciation party or otherwise to help recognize those activities?
Yes, we have a volunteer party after the festival, and actually we're going to wait until the end of the season this year to have the party, and it will be a party for all the festival workers, and it's going to be a good party, and I'm looking forward to that.
I know. I
A lot of
remember
fun.
seeing you on the screen last year at I think it was the Volunteer Appreciation Party. So many of the activities going on. And, of course, you were highlighted throughout that video a couple times.
Well, I gotta have a couple seconds on there. Yeah. It's a lot of fun. The festival.
It is. Gene, of course, there's so many activities. When you think about your involvement, I know we touched on that a second ago, but we want to highlight. We've got just a couple of minutes. Some of the dates and times of the events kicking off next weekend.
Thursday, June the 3rd. This Thursday will be the kickoff, and that will be at the Pavilion at 7 o'clock. And I want all the viewers to come down, and if they possibly can, it'll be a good time to come down to the Myrtle Beach Pavilion for the kickoff of the Sun Fun Festival. All the invitees, our guests, will be there. And then the air show. We're gonna put 2 stars. We're gonna add 2 stars to the Sidewalk Hall of Fame, and that will be taking place that evening. And then we will have those 2 air shows that I previously mentioned on Thursday evening. So Thursday evening would be a good time for our viewers to come down to the Pavilion to see the kickoff ceremony for the Sun Fun Festival. That's on Thursday. And then on Friday we have many, many more events, the beauty pageant down at Surfside and a lot of other things. And then Saturday will be the air show, will be the parade first. And then the beauty pageant right after the parade, and then the air show Saturday afternoon, and then again on Sunday. So, and then on Saturday night, let me mention this: Sherry Suttles, she's a lady that's new this year on the committee. She's putting together a Celebrate Us, and that'll be at Chapin Park, and Us would be United Strand, and that's a new event, and she's got a lot of plans for that, and this is the first year for Celebrate Us, but the Sun Fun Council has embraced this event, Celebrate Us, and we're hoping that she will do well with it.
That's fantastic, Gene. Thanks so much for being with us this morning.
Well, thank you, Greg. Thanks for having me.
Very definitely.
Yeah.
Stay tuned to more Carolina People with Kathryn Tilghman coming up next. Good morning. Welcome back to Carolina People. This morning we're at the Myrtle Beach Area Chamber of Commerce. We're focused on the North Myrtle Beach events of the 53rd Annual Sun Fun Festival, and we're visiting with Kathryn Tilghman, its chair. Good morning, Kathryn.
Well, good morning to you, Greg.
How exciting. It's amazing to think, and of course it's so great having Lance and Jean in here earlier and hearing them talk about the South Strand and the Myrtle Beach events, but North Myrtle's got a ton going on.
Well, we've had them for many, many years, and we've enjoyed very much putting them on. It's so much fun. We start off with a beach run. It's a 5K, a 1-mile run, and a 5K race. And that's our first event. And then we come into, with the second day, with the North to South Cat Dash, which is a catamaran race.
Oh, yeah.
Beautiful event. It is now spanned to 2 days. It was 1 day.
Huh.
And it's just magnificent to look out over the ocean and see those beautiful sails going by. And they start in Windy Hill, or at Crescent Beach, I might say, and go all the way up to Cherry Grove and turn around. So it's just a beautiful event. It's very picturesque. And then we have our family festival by the sea on Sunday. And that is fun. That's when we have a lot of games for the kids, and face painting, the dunking booth, and there we might like to get you to come in and be a donkey sometimes, Greg.
Golly, Kathryn, that's going to be
We
a
have
long
some
weekend.
fun.
Yeah.
We have a great time. I know. I'm just teasing you, but we do have fun with that, and the children get to dunk the volunteers that go and sit in there, and they have a wonderful time doing that. Then we have a watermelon eating contest.
You're kidding.
Bubble gum blowing. And I know I must be leaving something.
Now, you may get me in on the watermelon eating.
There you go.
Yeah,
We
that's
usually
a big deal.
do, yes. But then there's a sandcastle building, and we have a Lego building contest, which we started a couple of years ago, and it's gotten so big. And the AIA, there's a representative from there who comes down, and he supervises it, and he's hoping to find young, fresh talent that can become architects for their groups. So then, and we have a new event this year. It's going to be a treasure hunt by the sea, sponsored by the North Myrtle Beach Aquatics and Fitness Center.
Is that right?
So
all these things are happening in North Myrtle.
All of that's just Sunday from 1 to 4. And the catamaran races will still be going on the Cat Dash. That's Saturday and Sunday.
Right.
It's just a wonderful weekend down there. And then we embrace other things, but Colonial Mall does, and a miniature golf thing, and we just it's just a fun weekend in North Myrtle Beach.
How exciting, Kathryn.
It really is.
And
It's
to
a lot
think
of
the
fun.
53rd annual Sun Fun, and to know there's so many activities going on all up and down the Strand.
Absolutely, and we've been thrilled to be a part of this for as long as I can remember. Even our women's club years ago used to get together and do the events on the beach, and we used to, back then we had a diaper derby because most of us had little babies, and so we had a really good time with that, and we tried to reinstitute that a couple of years ago, but we didn't have enough babies that were willing to come and crawl. But we just have a wonderful time, and the children really enjoy it. In fact, there are a lot of grown-ups like you that like to get in that watermelon eating too.
Oh yeah, very definitely. Real quick about yourself, Kathryn.
Sure.
Are you originally from the area?
Actually born and raised in Columbia, but I came here as a bride 36 years ago.
Ooh, golly, when you were
Of course, I was
2.
only 8. Yeah, that's right.
Eight.
Yeah. But and this is home. It's been home for 36 years.
36 years.
How about that?
Wow.
I think they consider me local now.
Yeah, now, and you live up on the north end.
Yes, I do.
Of course.
I certainly do. Yes. And my children have grown up here, and it's just a wonderful place to be from.
What do you like best about living in North Myrtle Beach, Kathryn?
I think I work in Myrtle Beach, and so I'm very involved in a lot of the activities here, in all aspects of the community up here as well. But going home to North Myrtle Beach, again, it's a family sort of a beach. It's a little bit smaller, sort of a microcosm of Myrtle Beach, and yet it's just very family oriented, I think. And also, I like the shagging.
Yes.
I'm a shagger. Yes, I am.
Yes, you're in the right place there.
Absolutely.
A lot of history there.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Sun Fun does such a great job, I guess, of promoting the entire Grand Strand. And folks think about it as a Myrtle Beach event, but it truly is all up and down Georgetown County, up into Horry County, and it reaches out to so many folks from all over the country.
It really does. You'll see a lot of local people as well as the tourists at our different events, and we're just happy to have everyone because it is all about fun, and that's the theme this year, as
It's
you
all
know.
about fun, that's right.
It's all about fun, and that really is what Sun Fun is. Truly, you know, it's created to be fun in the sun, but it's as much fun for the volunteers who are working on all these projects, just to do it and to see the enjoyment on the faces of the people that are visiting our area and our local kids and everything that participate in it.
Kathryn, talk about the behind the scenes for some viewers who go out there for these events, and obviously the North-South Cat Dash and the 5K run and walk out there. There's a lot that goes on for the last 51 weeks to get ready for next weekend.
It really is, and it's just it's just an event. It's gotten bigger. Excuse me, I didn't mean to stutter so much. But it's gotten bigger and bigger every year, and there is a lot of preparation that goes into it. So as it grows, there's always a little bit extra to do, but we have such great people that are in charge of those. Taylor DeMont does our cat dash, and he's not only a sailor, but he's very organized, and he and his wife are just instrumental in getting that taken care of. Greg Barnhill, who is the assistant recreation director in North Myrtle Beach, has taken on the beach run. So they make it look very easy, but you're exactly right. There's an awful lot of preparation that goes into it. We meet, the board, the Sun Fun Council meets at least once a month, and then closer to the time we meet several times because there are a lot of little sponsorships to take care of. You're always trying to get the money in place for prizes and things like that. So that's something that we start working on. It's really probably, I would say, 9 or 10 months in advance.
How do you get volunteers to keep coming back year after year,
It's
Kathryn?
amazing. I tell you, we are so blessed in North Myrtle Beach because we have the Pilot Club. It's a wonderful civic organization of women who have helped us with our all the games on the beach, and it's just so wonderful to be able to pick up the phone and say, "Are you still with us this year?" And they just love doing it. They bring their husbands, make them work, do all the hot, heavy work. But the girls are out there just helping us, and the volunteers are just so willing to help. They make it all such a joy.
I'm
really
so glad you used that word, volunteers. It's so critical. And hearing Lance talk about that, and Jean talking about it, obviously to kick off this week, all week focused on so many of the activities happening here at the beach, up and down the Strand, but to know that volunteers are so critical.
Absolutely, and we just treasure every one of them. We really do. We really appreciate the help they give and everything.
Kathryn, as you look back, and I didn't even ask you earlier, how many years you've been involved in Sun Fun?
My ex-husband was chairman for, I know the year of 1776. I mean, 1776, excuse me, 1976, because it was the bicentennial year. And I was working with the Women's Club at that time. Poor little Phil, he's not that old. But at least as far back as that, and I know our Women's Club was instrumental in doing it that year as well. So it's been, 30 years or so like that, so maybe even longer, 28 or 30.
That's an amazing commitment.
It is, but it is so much fun. It was when they called and asked me to come back and share this a couple of years ago, I was thrilled to be asked to do it again. It's just something that we have such wonderfully fun memories of.
Kathryn, thanks so much for being with us this morning.
Great. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Stay tuned to more Carolina People with Kathryn Tilghman coming up next. The words from Kathryn Tilghman are so simple. It's all about fun. It's not only the theme of the 53rd Annual Sun Fun Festival, it's the theme of virtually every festival. They're just driving the point home even harder. You heard Lance Thompson talk about it when talking about the South Strand events, Gene Hudson, and so many of the volunteers in the Myrtle Beach area, as well as Kathryn and all the folks on the North Strand working so hard. And volunteers, the key word. Thanks so much for being with us and doing everything you do.